Good luck, kids.
Here in Pennsylvania, it's time for the magic of Little League Baseball. Over the next 10 days, 16 teams will compete for Little League's ultimate crown. Who will snag the top spot? We have the 2010 Little League World Series next.
Drums.
What up, Williamsport? Welcome to the Little League World Series.
Little guitar, please. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, Washington.
There is no competition.
You ready for Connecticut?
In the number 1 position. Yeah, we make the bell ring.
Show me what you got.
You have what it takes?
Come on, ready and it's on. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out of the old ball.
Yeah. The Little League World Series on ESPN.
We welcome you to the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Inside Volunteer Stadium, gorgeous afternoon, packed house, Auburn, Washington, taking on Fairfield, Connecticut, as our first game of the tournament is coming your way. Take a look at the overview for the Little League World Series. 16 teams, 8 U.S., 8 international. You cannot have turned 13 before May 1st, 2010. A 6-inning game and a smaller field than you're used to seeing as opposed to Major League or college baseball. Now, as far as the teams that are in, 8 U.S. teams, Fairfield and Auburn are matched up here. The U.S. has won the last 5 straight Little League World Series championships. Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us. John Shambi, Nomar Garcia-Parra. Welcome to the 64th Little League World Series. This is the first of 4 games we have for you today from Williamsport. Lots of changes, lots of stuff to get to, including a change in the video replay rule. Coaches now have the ability to challenge, an unlimited challenge until you are unsuccessful. We'll have more on that coming up. Speaking of new, this is your first time here.
This is my first time, and what a thrill. A thrill of a lifetime, not for me, but most importantly for these kids coming over here to experience these amazing facilities here at Williamsport, and more importantly, this great tournament. Pressure's off. It's time to have fun.
Yeah, the experience is not just limited to on the field. We'll have more of that during the broadcast. Now, as far as Washington, they got here out of the Northwest region, absolutely slugging their way to the title. They got past Mercer Island in the state tournament, but averaged 12 runs a game in that tournament.
And looking in that region, if you look at their lineup 3 through 6, those hitters alone batted well over 500, so they're going to look to them for their big guns and carrying their weight offensively.
Now, as far as Connecticut, an absolute nail-biter in the New England final, going up against Rhode Island. They were able to get their way here with a 1-0 win, and what an amazing setup. Bottom of the 6th, Fairfield holding a 1-0 lead. Eddie Maggi came on the mound, runs the count to 3-2, gets strike 3, and Fairfield secures a win. An amazing, amazing game as Maggi came on to win it. Bobby Valentine called it maybe the most exciting game that he has ever seen. Great stuff.
Great stuff. Not only for Bobby Valentine, but also for 8,000 fans that were able to witness that as well. And what a great crowd we have here today.
All right, time now to head down to the field and join the third member of our team. Here's Kyle Peterson.
All right, with the kids from Fairfield, Connecticut, first of all, you guys get to open this thing up. But the reason you're here is really because of you guys. Nick Dardone, you played a giant part in that game against Rhode Island. The first 5 2/3 of that game you pitched. What was working for you so well that game?
Well, I was throwing first pitch strikes to the batters, getting ahead of the count, and when I needed to, I could drop in a curve for either a strike or a strikeout. And my defense was helping me. All the grounders, they fielded, all the plays. So my defense kept me in that game.
We're going to see you on the mound again today, but Eddie, you were really the guy that closed that thing out. So 85 pitches, the most you can throw in a Little League game. He hits his number, you come in, bases loaded, 2 out, and finish the thing off. What was your mindset when you were out there?
I just wanted to clear my mind. My curveball wasn't working for me. It's usually my go-to pitch. So my fastball was really great for me because usually they hit the fastball for me. And I was so nervous. I thought that Nick just dug me in a big hole and that we were going to lose or go into extras.
Well, you picked him up. Teammates pick each other up. So, fellas, congratulations. Have fun today. We'll get everything started here in a couple minutes. Guys.
We get ready for baseball action, the Little League World Series. It's baseball's version of the Big Dance. The 2010 World Series kicks off next.
Drums. A little guitar, please.
ESPN's coverage of the 2010 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Reduced Sugar. They're great. And in part by Subway Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Little League Baseball and the Little League World Series. Subway, play hard, eat fresh.
Back here in Williamsport, our first game of the 2010 Little League World Series, packed house, Volunteer Stadium. Auburn, Washington, representing the Northwest. Fairfield, Connecticut, representing New England. Time now to meet the kids from Auburn, Washington.
My name is Hudson Barwick. My favorite player is Curtis Granderson. My name is Dylan Davis. My favorite player is Alex Rodriguez.
My name is Isaiah Hatch, and my favorite player is David Ortiz.
My name is Ryan Lacey, and my favorite player is Jason Hayward.
My name is Casey Manning. My favorite players are Jay Garthwaite and Chipper Jones.
My name is Chandler Miklick, and my favorite player is Jay Garthwaite.
My name is Ikaika Nahaku, and my favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr.
Hi, my name is Dylan O'Grady, and my favorite player is Jay Garthwaite. My name is Dylan Rowe, and my favorite player is David Ortiz.
My name is Tyler Tan, and my favorite baseball player is Albert Pujols. My name is Robbie Wilson, and my favorite player is Chase Utley.
And the starting lineups for the group from Washington. Tyler Tan, the second baseman, up top. Nahaku bats second. Isaiah Hatch in the third spot. Then Dylan O'Grady. Casey Manning bears watching. He's their big slugger. Hudson Biorik and Robbie Wilson, Chandler Miklick, and Dylan Davis. And they will go up against the right-hander, Nick Nardone, who did such a great job in their regional final.
Well, they believe they have about 4 pitchers they can go with, and they really like Nick Nardone, and he's been their ace throughout their staff. So they're going we're going with game 1 and see how far he can get us.
And he knows about pressure in that regional final in Bristol. Over 8,000 people there. 5 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. Ready to go? And the first pitch of the tournament misses the mark. We are underway, the 2010 Little League World Series. Ball. Nick Nardone, by his own admission, says he has a tendency to struggle in the first inning, some jitters, and it usually causes him to miss the strike zone. That bears watching. Popped in the air, foul, and a grab made by Quinn, and the first out of the ball game. And our umpiring crew here in Williamsport, all volunteers, and our thanks, great thanks, to the hard work that they do behind the plate. Patrick Griffin will call balls and strikes. Up here, it's Nahaku lacing one into left and a base hit. So Auburn, Washington with a man aboard, and the coach's son with a single.
Well, you got Nick Nardone. He's worried about his jitters, and if you're worried about that in the other tournaments, here you are. You know, you're here at the promised land here at Williamsport. Ball. And if Nahaku had any jitters, like, let's get it over with. First swing, get a base hit. He's ready.
Here's the shortstop, Isaiah Hatch. Ball. And now the count is 2-0. Team from Auburn, Washington, against the team from Fairfield, Connecticut. Auburn, Washington, about 15 miles outside of Seattle, just south. Hatch gets a piece, and the count is even up. For Washington, 9th appearance for the state, but 3rd year in a row. And a strikeout. Great pitch right there from Nardone, 2 away. And let's take a look at how far away Auburn, Washington is from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, all the way across the country. There's the capital, Olympia. Auburn, we mentioned, south of Seattle by 15 miles, or by 28 miles, and about 15 miles northeast of Tacoma.
It's a long way, and we can barely see the mat because Nick Nardone really is. He grabs the ball and he throws it, gets it back from the catcher, gets on that hill, looks the runner back to first, and he's ready to go.
Yeah, Mark Burley's watching somewhere saying, I like this kid's style. Looks like he has settled down somewhat. Now 1-2.
He really just comes out of a stretch, doesn't even worry about his windup. Just, it looks like he's still trying to get the sign, but he's not. He's ready to throw, and that's very impressive. I always like that as a pitcher. I know in the big league level, you're going, okay, somebody who works fast. Like you mentioned, Mark Burley is great because on defense, you're on your toes. You're ready all the time.
Ball. A little bit low there. I think the other thing is, well, working out of the stretch kind of simplifies things for kids this age, mechanically. Got him there, a strikeout, and Nardone able to pitch around the single. The right-hander off to a good start. Washington doesn't score in the top of the first, and the kids from Connecticut coming up to hit. Back here in Williamsport, no score. We go to the bottom of the first, time now to meet the 2010 state champs from Connecticut.
My name is Patrick Calibers. My favorite player is Mark Teixeira.
My name is Connor Daly, and my favorite player is Victor Martinez. My name is Chris Howell, and my favorite player is Robinson Cano.
My name is Nate Klein, and my favorite player is Nomar Garcia-Parra.
My name is Eddie Maggi, and my favorite player is Dustin Pedroia.
My name is Billy McGrath, and my favorite player is Dustin Pedroia.
My name is Nick Nardone, and my favorite player is Mariano Rivera.
Hi, my name is Patrick O'Leary, and my favorite player is Jacoby Ellsbury.
My name is Jack Quinn, and my favorite player is Larry Klein.
Hi, my name is Tom Ryan, and my favorite player is Matt Doyle.
My name is Liam Wurzel, and my favorite player is Ben Sullivan.
Connecticut representing the New England region. Here's the lineup. Tom Ryan up top, then Chris Howell, Nick Nardone, their ace and third spot hitter. Jack Quinn, very good hockey player. Then Connor Daly, the catcher. Nate Klein, Billy McGrath, Liam Wurzel, and Patrick O'Leary getting the start. They will go up against the ace for Washington, and that is Casey Manning. So Manning, the big right-hander, who has done such a good job throughout tournament play for this team. Great hitter. And they start their big guy for game one. His father, Frank, with some Little League World Series experience. We'll talk about that coming up in the broadcast. There's Tommy Ryan, the shortstop, to lead it off. Ball. And ball one. I thought it was funny listening to the kids from Connecticut. It's a confused state baseball-wise because you have Yankee fans and Red Sox fans.
That's right there in the middle.
That's ripped and past Mikulik, and a base hit for Ryan. He squared that up.
That's the way you get the jitters out, especially for the team when you're up there offensively. Let's get it going. Let's get it started. We got our leadoff runner on. Let's see if we can score him. And to get back to your point, you're right. I wonder how the dinner tables are a lot in Connecticut, because I'm sure on one side you might have Red Sox fans, on the other side of the dinner table you have Yankee fans. It's like that throughout the entire state.
So now it's Chris Howell. Ball. Howell, the center fielder, just getting started here in Williamsport. 16 teams competing over 10 days for Little League's Ultimate Crown. Wow, foul back in our direction. Look out.
You look out. You were looking at, you were talking about the team, and you almost got one in the dome right there.
Wow. Chris Howell and I are going to have a talk. 1-1 the count. And that one kicks away from the catcher. Nahaku. Down to second goes Ryan, a man in scoring position.
I think he heard you were a Red Sox fan. Him being a Yankee fan, he was trying to take your head off.
Wow. Chris, I apologize.
Time!
I'm going to need a moment.
You might need to take one because that was close. It's tough in the booth to see. You really couldn't see how close that was coming to you. I saw it the whole way and didn't even tell you.
Good off-speed pitch there, and now the count is 2-2. Manning back to work. And a little roller up the first baseline. Manning gets it to first. Byork on the stretch. And the first out of the inning, staying put at second, is Tommy Ryan.
Got it, Tom, right?
Casey Manning does a good job here on this ground ball because it's a slow roller, and the runner is running inside. You can see him on the grass on the inside, and he just lobs it right over his head. It's a very difficult play. Easy to throw it over the first baseman's head, but he does a good job and a good strike by the first baseman.
Now Connecticut's best hitter and their pitcher, Nick Nardone.
Right, we can see just the difference that you mentioned it about how quick Nick Nardone pitches, and he doesn't really take a windup. And here we can see the difference of Casey Manning taking an actual windup to throw the ball.
Ball! Yeah, taking his time, and Manning kind of lanky at 5'9", as he winds up and then sort of unwinds. Ball. Almost hit him. Fairfield, Connecticut, just outside New York City on the Long Island Sound, 45 miles northeast of New York City and 60 miles southwest of Hartford. Ball. Off the glove of Nahaku, and Ryan.
Make a turn.
Down to third.
Huh?
I couldn't see it off the bat.
Really?
He's in the way.
If we could guide we had Tom Ryan going down at third base, telling his third base coach, because I couldn't see the ball off the bat because the pitcher was in the way. Well, it's 5'9".
Ball 4.
I could see why he was in the way.
Nardone takes the walk. They're at the corners. And our Google map here from South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, Volunteer Stadium. And we head up to Fairfield, Connecticut. This is the first time that a team from Fairfield has represented Connecticut, but this state has had a ton of success. 17 teams, most of any New England state, coming to the Little League World Series. Connecticut's won 4 times as well. Only California's won more. And Fairfield, a team from Connecticut, with a threat right here. 0-1 with Jack Coyne up. Got him looking. 2 down now with runners at the corners, and Manning trying to pitch his way out of trouble.
Casey Manning just does a great job right here with this pitch. He just picks that outside corner for a nice strike to get him looking.
Connor Daly at the plate. Bounces that one out to short, and taking it himself is Isaiah Hatch. Manning pitches out of trouble, and Connecticut leads 2. We'll go to the second in Williamsport. It's
the energy boost for your feet. With ZigTech, I get more train, less pain.
Back here in Williamsport, time to take a look at our fresh take, brought to you by Subway. New format, double elimination with the brackets and expanded replay review, including tag plays, force plays, and the managers can challenge rulings on the field, but only one incorrect challenge of the first 6 innings, and then you lose your right to challenge until extra innings. 3 U.S. towns looking for another title: New Jersey, Hawaii, and Georgia. Back here, Volunteer Stadium, first of 4 games coming your way. It's the 2010 Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And this matchup between New England and the Northwest. And one of the charming aspects of coming here, of course, admission is free, but the stands are packed. And then beyond the outfield walls, fans sitting out there on the grass, setting up the lawn chairs. And of course, dugout always here. There they are out there, and they get here early. I mean, we came in
about 10:30 today, and they were already lined up, and we had to sit in the line just to get into the parking lot at 10:30 in the morning.
Good breaking ball from Nick Nardone as Casey Manning stands in. Kind of a half swing there, and it's 0-2. Manning, as they just blazed their way through the regional, went 10 for 19, knocked in 14 RBIs over the course of 6 games. Outside corner, and the 3rd strikeout of the game for Nardone.
Well, like you were talking about earlier in the first inning, Nick Nardone says that, you know, he has trouble in the first inning, mainly because of jitters, and then after his first inning, he usually goes in, drinks a lot of water, and has a tendency to stay down. And when he gets in trouble, he doesn't throw strikes. But we saw in the first inning, he was hitting that strike zone, and they say he becomes very efficient. Well, because he pitches so quick.
Ground ball. Oh, nice stab there by McGrath. An overthrow, and racing for second by Orrick. They'll go single, and then an error on McGrath, and a man in scoring position.
McGrath does a great job right here, knocking that ball down from his rear end, tries to make a great play and a great throw to first base, and just sails over the first baseman. Did a great job getting to that ball, sacrificing the body, getting down, getting dirty. Just trying to make a tough throw while he's sitting down there on the ground. It's a very difficult throw for anybody.
Yeah, from the seat of your pants.
Yeah, literally.
Time called right here. They're going to use Ryan Lacey as a special pinch runner for Hudson Byork. Lacey was coaching first, so they basically just exchanged places. Now Byork is coaching first. Ground ball left side. Nice stab there by Ryan. They'll go to third. Tag. Got him.
You gotta come right away.
First of all, on this hit, Tommy Ryan just does an unbelievable job raging far to his right to knock that ball down. And then you see him get up, and he looks to first and realize he doesn't have a play there and looks for the next play. And that's the runner going to third base. What a great heads-up play to recognize that the runner hesitated, and he can still get the guy out at third.
Ball.
It's just good field awareness and a great heads-up play.
I think one of the things you see from the elite teams meaning the group that got here, they catch the ball.
They make all the little plays.
Ball.
They play great defense. And they have to, because you know these kids are going to hit. These kids swing the bat. I've been watching these kids over the last couple of days take batting practice, and they can hit.
Ball.
Brought up realizing that every single position is so important on the field.
Another strikeout for Nick Nardone. That's 4 for the right-hander. We go to the bottom of the second here in Williamsport.
NASCAR Nationwide Series at Bristol. Tonight at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
Well, Max, first day.
Mom.
Did you have your lunch?
Yes.
And you know your classroom is?
Uh-huh. Mom, I can walk from here.
What about
Mom, I got it.
They're never too big for a little something sweet. Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats.
There once was a hungry road that wouldn't let drivers get very far. It wore out their tires, forcing them to buy new ones time and time again.
No score as we go to the home half of the second. Washington and Connecticut. John Shelby, Nomar Garcia-Parra with you. Little League World Series continues on ESPN2 tonight with a couple of opening round games. 6 Eastern, Germany will go up against Puerto Rico. And then at 8 Eastern, Japan will face Mexico. The Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Reduced Sugar on ESPN2 tonight. And coming up in a bit, Minnesota and Texas. Gorgeous afternoon here at Volunteer Stadium. Nice breeze blowing. Yeah, right at 80 degrees. Not a ton of humidity. And sunny skies overhead.
So you see a lot of smiles in the stands and a lot of smiles on the field.
There's Nate Klein now. You get a piece of that one, 0-1. Well, this is your buddy right here.
My buddy Nate Klein. We worked it. We were taping a few of those building blocks that you'll see here a little later. He helped me out with some of those demonstrations, and I was asking him, I said, listen, how much is it going to cost me to pay you to say, hey, Nomar Garcia-Parra is your favorite player? You know, and he said it doesn't. You don't have to do anything. So I said, well, thanks, right, Nate. I appreciate that. Right.
Well, you got a chance to meet him back in 2003 at Fenway Park. Look at that little guy right there.
Nate and I taking a great picture at Fenway Park, and he was telling me about that. And then here I am working with him yesterday. Like I said, we were able to do some demonstrations. He helped me out, and he was great. He was telling me a great story. He was telling me, he goes, you know, my favorite number is number 5. And I was like, really? And, you know, like I said, he was nice enough to say that I was his favorite player. And I said, well, thank you. And I said, well, what are you wearing right now? And he goes, well, number 1. And I said, well, why is that? He goes, because I'm one of the smallest guys on the team, and this is the uniform that fit me, so I had to take number 1. And I said, well, that's one of the reasons why I was number 5. Aside from being my favorite number, it was also one of the smaller uniforms, so I got to wear that as well.
John Shelby, Nomar Garcia-Parra with you, and here at Volunteer Stadium, it is the first game of the 2010 Little League World Series. A little bit of an equipment problem down there, but
the catcher took one of those foul balls right off of him, so they were checking on him, making sure he was okay. And here it is right here. He takes one right off, just right underneath the shoulder pad.
Yeah, no equipment problem. Just got clipped there, and it looks like Nahaku is okay. Ikaika Nahaku, but he goes by Ike.
Oh, good. It'd make it easier on us as well. There, watch out. There's another foul ball right at you.
Right.
Heads up.
Man.
It's a good spot. Notice how I just keep moving farther away from you because I know right now you have
I got a magnet.
That's 2. We're going to have to keep a count up here.
Ball.
Just missed. Watch me snap my head away. Nomar's ready and I'm not.
See, I'm just watching it.
Yeah.
She's very casual and
bailing out. Somebody get me a parachute. Nice work there. Nate Klein waiting on the breaking ball.
That's because Nate and I wish I would say I was giving him some hitting tips yesterday, but it wasn't that. We were doing more defensive work, so I can't take any credit for that beautiful piece of hitting he just had right there.
All right. Billy McGrath now And McGrath, the second baseman, showing bunt.
Dead ball.
And that one hit him.
You all right, buddy? Okay.
You could hear plate umpire Patrick Griffin asking if he was all right.
Right away. This ball just kept coming right at him, and right off the knee, Not a fun spot to get hit, and he's trying to get out of the way. You see him right there, and it gets him right on the outside part of that knee. And he was, you see him right there. He was going to get up, and then he goes, well, wait a minute. There's more pain than I thought here.
What's the worst you ever got hit?
I got hit right. They always say the pitcher wants to hit you right in the ribs and square you up. And I got hit in the ribs once. And I remember going, I'm okay, getting to first. And then coming in after the inning was over, the half inning was over, and going, excuse me, coach, I can't breathe. And I don't know. So I didn't have anything broken, but I had to go to the hospital for x-rays. That was one. And probably the second was getting hit on the wrist that eventually had to have surgery. But those two. It's going to come out, get a little breather here. We got a pinch runner. And good thing is we see him walking it off.
So they'll use the special pinch runner. You can use a player who's not in the batting order at the time as a special pinch runner for any offensive player, but you can only do it once per game. So this is the only time now that they can run for McGrath. Patrick Calabri comes off the bench and into the game, and he'll run it first. So that's the way it works, and it's something you will see managers use a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Chris Daly just letting the official scorer know, and we're ready to go as Liam Wurtzel stands in.
Nate. Nobody, right?
No outs here, bottom of the second. Ball. And Connecticut threatening. Just off the end of the bat. And it's 1-1. Liam Wurtzel with some professional sports connections. His uncle is Jay Miller, who plays for the Bruins. Connecticut, certainly hockey country, or at least you have a lot of youngsters in that area playing hockey. That one in the air, left field. Davis able to make the grab, had the sunglasses on out there.
Well, it shows the confidence you see in the lineup that Connecticut has in their lineup 1 through 9. You got no outs, man on first and second, and Liam Wurtzel, and he's going, coach wants him to swing the bat, not thinking about bunting the guys over, getting them in scoring position. He says, let's swing the bat. And that's what's got him here.
Manning with 25 pitches, 85 is the max. Now you can finish a batter if you are at 85 pitches and go past that mark just to conclude the at-bat. Nothing in 2 to Patrick O'Leary.
Now with these, what Little League's allowed to do, it's a coach's, manager's job. They have to be aware of so many things now, how many pinch runners they've used.
All right, so as far as pitching eligibility, 85 is the cap, but there's also rest equivalents. If you throw 66 or more pitches in a game, you have to rest 4 days and so on down the line. If you throw 20 or fewer, you do not need a rest period.
Out of I was saying, these are the things that coaches have to be aware of now. They're marking down. They got to follow the pitch counts. They got to see who they use as a pinch runner. Can we use them again? Make sure everyone plays at least 3 outs, both getting at bat and on the field. So there's a lot of things they have to be aware of.
Up the middle and a base hit. Klein stops at third, throw back, and everybody's safe. Bases are loaded after the single by Ryan.
Way to go, Tommy.
Tom Ryan had a great at-bat, his first at-bat, getting a single, and here he is again, driving that ball right back up the middle. He hit it so hard, it didn't allow the runner from second to score.
Ball 1 to Chris Howell.
You will see that in Little League. A lot of times you see, oh, man on second. He hit a nice ground ball to the outfield. How come that runner didn't score? Well, you have to remember that you cannot leave the base until the ball crosses or reaches the batter. It's not like he has a leadoff so he can get a good jump. So he has to wait.
Yeah, you actually saw Chris Daly, the third base coach, originally waving the runner over there, Nate Klein, but then thought better of it. The 1-2. And that's off the glove of Nahaku. Here comes Klein, and the first run of the game belongs to Connecticut. So New England takes a 1-0 lead on the team from the Northwest.
These kids are so ready. They are ready on the base, expecting anything to happen. And that was a pitch that Casey Manning really wanted right there. He threw that, and he thought he was able to walk off the mound. He thought it was a third strike.
Did the right hop towards the dugout.
Ball 4.
And the bases are reloaded following the walk to Howell. Casey Manning, Washington's ace on the hill, his team trailing 1-0. To the right side. Tan handles the chance, and that's the inning. But Connecticut strikes first. The team from Washington coming up to hit. They are far away from home, from just outside of Seattle.
It's time to take matters into your own hands. AutoZone's got the advice and expertise you need to take on any job, because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Closed captioning for selected programming is brought to you by Shape-Ups.
Introducing Shape-Ups SRT, Skechers Radius Trainer for men. Get more out of your workout with Shape-Ups SRT by Skechers.
Have you ever had your transmission blow up? No problem. We can fix it at Walker Transmission. We have moved right up the street, across from the school. We are bigger to serve you better. We can rebuild your transmission for a domestic car, truck, or foreign car. If you want to save money and get top quality work, call Walker Transmission at 665-4910. Walker Transmission, across from the school.
Are you ready to start saving money on your car insurance? Then get set to Go Auto. Go Auto is your green light for the greatest value in car insurance you'll find anywhere. Lower rates, low down payment, ours are some of the lowest. Just call us or go online to goautoinsurance.com. So come on, start your engines and start saving money today with Go Auto.
Go Auto, go!
Welcome back to the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Here at Volunteer Stadium, first game of the 2010 Little League World Series. Connecticut on top 1-0. Folks, Little League is the world's largest organized youth sports program with more than 2.5 million kids playing in all 50 states and 80 other countries. For more information, stats, or stories, or to learn how to start a Little League baseball and softball program in your community, check out littleleague.org. John Shambi, Nomar Garcia-Parra up in the booth and joined by a special guest, new Hall of Famer Andre Dawson. Congratulations.
Thank you, Boo.
That's got to be exciting for you, huh?
Congrats.
Very exciting, very exciting. It's been a phenomenal year since I got the call and preparing to go up into Cooperstown for a ceremony weekend. And my God, the tour which preceded and followed it, it's been quite an experience for me.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. I know that you bounced around from plane to plane. You're in Williamsport, by the way, because you've been everywhere, haven't you?
I've been from one coast to the other. I've been as far as Hartford to Vancouver, down to San Diego, back to Miami. So I've covered all of the corners.
We need a Google map of everything he's been.
That's right.
Every time, you know, where's the Hawk today?
Well, here's where he was prior to the game. We'll show you in a moment. He threw out the first pitch. A little dribbler. Oh, nice play. Nardone from his knees. And there's 2 down. Andre Dawson, the Hall of Famer. And you get a chance to throw out that first pitch. What do you remember from your Little League days in Miami?
Well, I didn't really play Little League, but I played in what we call the ABC division. And that's when I got my start. I was 9 years old, and I can remember my uncle buying me my first glove and introducing the game to me. And I was one of those individuals. I was always told that I was one of the premier players on the team. So there were certain standards that were expected very early on. But as a kid, I ate and slept the game and always looked forward to the next day going out playing.
And you pitched as well, didn't you?
I played all of the positions, pitch, catch, everywhere, basically. And but for the most part, I did do mostly shortstop and pitching.
Out to short, and Ryan can't handle it. Safely aboard there is Nahaku. All right, you waited a little bit in terms of the Hall of Fame. Was there a point where you thought it wasn't going to happen for you?
Well, I was never not optimistic. I felt that there was a process to it, and you just had to be patient, had to wait the process out. If you were behind players who were Hall worthy and they weren't in, only if you had those automatic numbers were you going to hurdle them and get in. But I felt that I would have a window when these guys who were ahead of me were in, and that didn't happen until about 9 years that I was on the ballot.
Got him swinging. Andre Dawson, newest member of the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Thanks for stopping by.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Andre.
There's the Hawk. New England leads.
It's time to take matters into your own hands. AutoZone's got the advice and expertise you need to take on any job, because do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Was Abe Lincoln honest?
Does this dress make my backside look big?
Perhaps it. Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Is having a snowball fight with pitching great Randy Johnson a bad idea?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe this was a bad idea.
The Ram 60-Day Handshake. That 5-finger bond that communicates trust, honor, follow through, and follow up. It's a promise that says go ahead and buy a Ram 1500 without a payment for 60 days. And if it doesn't do everything you ask it to do, bring it back. Ram.
Call Consolidated Credit. They'll get the credit card companies to reduce or eliminate your interest.
Call 800-440-5217.
Consolidated Credit. When credit card debt is the problem, they're the solution.
Back here in Williamsport, Connecticut leading it 1-0. We go to the bottom of the third. And time now to take a look at the Auburn-Washington Road to Williamsport, brought to you by Michelin, and they slugged their way through the Northwest Regional, outscoring the opposition 73-11. They went 6-0, and in the final pounded Idaho. A different story, though, for Connecticut's Michelin Road to Williamsport. They dropped their opening game to Rhode Island, won 4 in a row, and then avenged the loss in that thrilling championship game. But the thing with Connecticut, they won their 5 games by a total of 8 runs. No time now to go downstairs. Join the third member of our crew, Kyle Peterson, standing by with a special guest.
Thank you, Boog. I'm with Colonel Terry Virts. First of all, thanks for joining us. You've had quite a year. There's not a lot of people that can say they've been up in space. Then you come to the Little League World Series later on that year. The pilot of Space Shuttle Endeavour that went up in February, but also a Little League coach. What's the trip been like so far here to Williamsport?
It's been awesome. It's so great to see the Little League World Series here. This is one of the great events in America, and the people here are so excited. The boys are excited. It's really a good experience.
Your son Matthew's 11 years old, playing Little League. Next year, he'll be this age. As a father, what would it be like to see him in a setting like this?
It's awesome to see him play baseball. He loves it. It's awesome to see all of our boys. We're in Friendswood, Texas, neighborhood near Houston, and the Pearland team is also right near us. We play with those guys a lot. And as a parent, I mean, that's about as proud as you get as your kid, is watching them get here. I know the Pearland parents, and they're very proud of their kids.
Understandably so. So, all right, pilot of a space shuttle. What stands out the most? 13-day trip to space, but of those 13 days, what stands out the most about that trip?
There were lots of cool things about the trip. Floating in space is really fun. I never got tired of that. But I'll tell you, seeing the Earth is really amazing. There's colors that I had never seen before that you see, and it's kind of like you're looking down on creation, and it's an amazing experience.
Well, Colonel, we appreciate it. First pitch today thrown out from the space station. That doesn't happen very often. Enjoy your time here. Appreciate you talking to us.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Okay.
Foul ball pushed off to the right. Connecticut with a man aboard, Terry Virts. Appreciate the Colonel for stopping by with us. Pretty cool throwing that first pitch from upstairs.
Just watching that and see them throw that ball from up there.
Out to short, and Hatch steps on second, and it's a double play. Isaiah Hatch, nice turn. He is smooth out there.
I was watching Isaiah Hatch take infield, and you can just see the way he fields this ball, and he's got a gun, and he fires the ball right over to first base, takes it himself, steps on the bag, and just throws a bullet and a strike to the first baseman.
2 down now, and it's Nate Klein.
I love Nate Klein's nickname, Mini-Me.
And he is tiny. Ground ball out to second. Tan can't unload in time, and safe at first is Nate Klein. An infield single for number 1.
I know it's number 5 in his heart.
That's right. He's 4'9" and 73 pounds. Got to be right there for the smallest young man in this tournament. He's got 2 hits today.
Heads up.
Man.
I'm here for you. Was that a better warning? I'm telling you, you have a magnet on you somewhere. Please take it out of your pocket.
I got to try. Ball. Now nothing at 2 on the swing and miss. 48 pitches now for Casey Manning. And again, the limit in Little League Baseball is 85. Ball. So Nahaku behind the plate, bluffing a throw. He will be aggressive throwing the baseball at times.
Yeah, earlier in the game, he tried to back pick a guy who was leading off second base.
Right through, inside corner, got him, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. We played 3 in Williamsport. And Casey Manning and the team from Washington trailing it 1-0.
This dude has a sick board.
You guy's a stud.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, EWP equals runs scored squared divided by the sum of runs scored squared plus runs allowed squared. You definitely got that backwards.
Oh, right. I flipped it.
It's whatever. Look, check this out. Lincecum has a whip of 1.23 at home, but 1.20 away. What do you think accounts for that 0.03 difference?
Nerds.
Whatever, Gary.
Well, Max, first day.
Mom.
Did you have your lunch?
Yes.
And you know your classroom is?
Uh-huh. Mom, I can walk from here.
What about
Mom, I got it.
They're never too big for a little something sweet. Kellogg's Rice Krispies Treats.
South of Laredo, there's a place so hot, rattlesnakes combust. But we go, because you gotta eat bold.
Subway Fiery Footlong Subs. The boldacious new turkey jalapeno melt and buffalo chicken. Subway, eat bold. The Subway Fiery Footlong Frenzy with subs so hot they'll burn the wimp right out of you. Quench the fire with a 32-ounce drink for a chance to win the new PlayStation Move Motion gaming system and lots of hot new games before they even hit stores. Subway, where winners eat.
We go to the fourth from Volunteer Stadium, Connecticut, leading by a run. Time now for today's Kellogg's Building Blocks. And here's Bobby Valentine.
Hi, I'm with Nate Klein here, representing New England from Fairfield, Connecticut in the tournament. He's going to show you the proper way to square your shoulders after you throw the ball, catch it and throw to second base. He's going to take his stride after he pitches. He strides, he pitches, he squares, he feels the ball, he turns with his glove side and makes a good throw to second base. Nate is great.
Boy. And off that we go. Here we go to Nick Nardone. He makes a diving play, stops it, doesn't get to his feet, but he's composed with himself and makes just a nice, easy toss to the first baseman. Go from the building blocks to right here in action.
Nick Nardone done a good job not only fielding but pitching as well. He's worked quickly, and after a little bit of jitters early on, he's been pounding the strike zone.
And then once again, we're going to have to be aware of his pitch count. He has been so efficient. When a guy who's pitching fast, I mean, this is one of the times where you really got to look at guys who can hit a lot of ground balls. And here we go with a total of 39 pitches so far.
There's strategy involved as well. A team may have its ace on the mound. If they feel they have the game in hand, they start to think about, okay, do we take him out so that you shorten the amount of rest that's needed so that we can bring him back sooner for a better chance to win a game? There's a lot that goes into it.
Right.
Oh, nice play at third, Nate Klein. There's your guy.
There's my boy, Nate Klein, going there and making it a great play, great snag right there. Look at the smile. That's the best part about it. Not only does he make a great play, he's got the biggest smile from the biggest man on the field. It's just a rocket reaching out and snagging in. And when he gets up, first he acts like he's done this all the time, and then he got the big smile, happy that he made out of that alive.
4'9", 73 pounds. He's got 2 hits and the best play of the day in the field.
And the best smile so far. Look at this right there. He's looking at everybody. He's like, yeah, I knew I had it.
Connecticut leading by a run. And that run, by the way, scored by Nate Klein. Scored it on a wild pitch.
He's doing it all today. He's got a couple of hits and scoring a run and a great snag defensively.
Ball!
And a building block. We can see that he even knows what he'd do on the pitcher's mound as well. So we got Nate all over the place today.
And a liner into center field and a base hit as Casey Manning reaches. All right, let's take a look at our brackets. And here's what's at stake. Pool B, Connecticut and Washington getting together later on, Minnesota and Texas. And Connecticut, Washington, Minnesota, Texas, the winners will meet coming up on Saturday. Again, double elimination format. They've changed it a bit. 8 teams from the United States, 8 international teams. The U.S. has won the last 5 Little League World Series. This the 64th Little League World Series. Chula Vista, the defending champs, did not make it back. Hawaii making it out of the West. Towards third, Nate Klein. Looked like it skipped off the bag. Everybody's going to be safe.
These are tough plays for any third baseman. You get that ball down the line, you have to either get in front of the bag or you have to wait for it. And he does, because you don't know if it's going to go fair or foul. And as you wait for that, as he did the right thing, you eventually don't have a play because guys are getting down the line so fast. He did the right thing there. It was just one of those balls that in between, you just want to knock it down.
Liner into center. And coming on in a short hop, Howell collects it. Racing around third, Manning, he'll score, and we are tied up. Now, Howell did all he could to try and spear it on the fly. He couldn't. And Manning runs very well.
Well, if we watch here, not only was it a great line drive single center field, but Manny did not stop, and he just kept flying around those bases. And you see the parents' reaction, cheering, excited, as they are also in the dugout when they score the run to tie the game.
This will be Dylan Rowe to hit. Rowe hitting for Miklik. It's a 1-1 game. The kids here at the Little League World Series enjoying their experience on the field now and off the field as well. You got a tour of the Grove. We ask kids, you know, different stuff. What do they like? I mean, they get a chance to do ping pong, swimming, and just hang out.
Video games. They have a room with, I think there was about 4 or 5 ping pong tables. They had an air hockey table. They have a few video games, from driving to a couple of places where they can play PlayStation 3. It's really just an amazing facility that they have up from there to the cafeteria where they were talking. I was asking them, what do you guys like? They're like, oh, the food. All the different kids from all over the world talking about the food and how much they like it. And they have a swimming pool, the dorms. What's really great is how the way they set up the dorms, where they really try to integrate the teams internationally from the United States.
Yeah, it's interesting. You hear, you know, different kids, for example. Patrick Calabri from Connecticut said one of the things he wants to do, he wants to meet the kids from Japan. Ball.
Yeah, and you see the way they were talking about. I was talking to one of the kids that was getting the tour. They're like, yeah, we may not communicate, so we use a lot of hand gestures or hand signals, and they find a way to communicate. It's just absolutely amazing, and they're playing with smiles, and from here they build lifelong friendships.
Got him swinging, and that's that. But Washington picks up the equalizer. We go to the bottom of the 4th.
Michael.
Hi, my name is Stan Hurley. This is my friend Nomar. We're going to show you around the Grove.
What is in your ideal man cave?
You've got racing games, ping pong tables, air hockey, big time. We stay 4 teams per building.
Is that what it's like?
Yeah.
It's like camp, hanging
it's like
out
nobody
with your
goes to sleep. So.
Can we feel the water? How cold it is?
Yeah, touch it. It's actually pretty darn cold.
That's darn cold?
Yeah.
That's too cold for you?
I think that's too cold. Yeah. I'm Stan. This is Nomar. And thanks for letting me give you an all-access pass to the Grove and the compound. And, cool?
Let's hit it.
Let's go. All right.
Back here at Williamsport and from Volunteer Stadium, Connecticut and Washington, New England and the Northwest tied at 1. John Sciambi, Nomar Garcia-Parra. This is the first game of the 2010 Little League World Series up here in the booth, and You know, you look at this tournament and all the great stuff the kids get to experience. What was the tour of the Grove like?
It was great. I mean, that's first Stan Hurley, who was showing me around. He was just unbelievable. His smile, he couldn't wipe off his face. He was having so much fun. And just talking about, we were talking about earlier, the friendships he's making. He was talking about his man cave. It was hilarious. He goes, this is the perfect man cave with all the ping pong tables, the air hockey, the video games, and he was talking about the pool. He was talking about how cold it was, and I was like, this is cold. It wasn't that cold, but he's like, hey, I'm from Arizona.
Oh. Well, the experience for the kids is amazing, for the parents as well, and then you have second generation being here. How about Kyle Peterson downstairs with a guest who knows a little bit about Williamsport?
Yeah, I guess so. Frank Manning, this isn't your first trip here, but it's been a while. 1969, you played on a Little League team from Santa Clara that played in this tournament. Now your son Casey's on the mound. They just scored the first run. That's a pretty good ride. What's it been like as a parent so far?
Well, up till that he scored right there, I've been pretty nervous. And as you can see out there, I think they've got a few nerves working on them too. But I think once they settle down, they'll do just fine.
Oh, strikeout right there for the first out of the inning. What about from your perspective? What's changed here from 1969 to now? I know you just flew in this morning, but what do you see as all the changes here since you played here?
Well, the very first thing I saw was their living quarters over there. They are fantastic looking right now. It was pretty barracks-like back then, and that was the first thing I noticed. Then just I noticed they moved all the fences back 225 feet. They take care of the boys a whole lot better these days. They've been giving them all kinds of free things from what I hear. The cleats, the bats, the uniforms. They have all cool looking uniforms. The big thing is that these fields are just fantastic looking these days.
No, it's quite a thrill for a 3-year-old. I'm sure it's quite a thrill for a parent as well. We appreciate you joining us. Have fun there.
Pardon me, I didn't hear you.
I said it's a thrill for a kid. I'm sure it's a thrill for parents as well. So we appreciate you joining us. Have fun.
Oh, sure, sure. Thank you.
Casey Manning moves from the mound to first. And a new pitcher on as Isaiah Hatch has gotten a couple of strikeouts. Ball! And deals ball one to Tommy Ryan.
Well, I was talking about watching Isaiah at shortstop, and he turned that double play and just with a bullet to first base, and he is throwing BBs down here on the mound right now, and he's got already a couple of strikeouts. You can see that pop-up, but we have an equivalent of 94 miles per hour as a major league level as far as reaction time. And he's really bringing it. So there we got 73 to 95, and here's another one who just grabs it, winds up, and throws it.
A little bit high. Casey Manning threw 49 pitches. Isaiah Hatch comes in and strikes out the side. He looks sharp. We'll go to the fifth. It's a 1-1 tie in Williamsport.
Let's get it going now. Here we go, guys. Hey, nice catch.
It started with
One game as we go to the fifth. John Shabby, Nomar Garcia-Parra. It's the 64th Little League World Series. Folks, Little League is the world's largest organized youth sports program with more than 2.5 million kids playing in all 50 states and 80 other countries. For more information, stats, or stories, or to learn how to start a Little League baseball and softball program in your community, visit littleleague.org. Got a lot of young baseball fans here. I mean, not just players, but plenty in the stands. Top of the order for Washington. It'll be Tyler Tan, Ike Nahaku, and Isaiah Hatch. And a base hit there for Tan, leadoff man aboard.
And that's what you want to do, especially getting in these later innings. You want to get that leadoff runner on and see if you can do something with it.
Here's Nahaku. His dad, Kai, is the manager of the team. Washington traveled out with the group from Hawaii. And Ike was saying that he really wanted to play the kids from Hawaii. He's got some family over there. There's Kai. Swing and a high fly ball left field. That one way back there, and it'll roll to the wall. Tan racing for third, and he'll stop there. It's a double for Nahaku.
Got it, baby. Good base runner, Tyler Tan. Who's got that?
Well, Nahaku just does a good job waiting on that breaking ball and driving that ball over to left field. And we can kind of hear the third base coach telling nice to Tyler Tan, good base running, because he couldn't go full speed because he had to wait to make sure that ball carried over his head. And then he put his head down and raced all the way to third.
Isaiah Hatch now. Good scoring chance for Washington.
Ball.
Hatch 0 for 2.
Heads up, that's coming back here as well.
It's starting to move away from me, though, is what I think. So somebody may have taken the magnet and started to move down the first baseline. At least that's my hope. Bouncer out to short. Ryan coming home. Tag! He's out! Nice play, Tommy Ryan. And how about behind the plate there, Connor Daly.
That's just a nice play right here. He comes up throwing, sees the runner was taking off, and a good job by the catcher to get himself in position. First of all, trying to block that plate, then reaching out, making the catch, and tagging him at home.
Yeah, I don't know that Tan ever touched the plate. Great work by Daly.
Huh? Yeah? Make sure you hit him. And then if Billy, you know the one you care about, right?
Yeah. If he goes,
and then if we
throw him.
Yep.
He's running. Tag.
Let's do it.
Look at him first, so you're always an option.
Yes. Yes. Make sure. Okay, let's get him, Nick.
I'll tell you right now, we saw the coaching from New England come out there and talk to the team, getting them ready. But right now what we have the umpires congregating together is Nahaku, the third base coach, managers coming down, talk to the home plate umpire. He has an opportunity right here to possibly challenge to see, okay, maybe when he slid in, did he get his foot in at home plate?
They've got him out, so you want to go to the replay?
Please.
Okay. All right, let's go over here and... We got our first official replay, guys.
Okay. Are you challenging it?
Yes.
You're challenging to play at home?
I'm challenging to play at home.
So Kai Nahaku challenging to play at home. And here's how it works. Games apply only to Little League World Series televised games. It was limited in the previous 2 years. There were two replays, and neither were overturned each of the last 2 years. Now expanded to challenge different calls, including tag plays, as we saw right there. First year it was just about dead ball plays like home runs. Now, manager can continue to challenge unless it is incorrect.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going.
And there we saw that they viewed the replay. We got to see it up here as well, and I think that the umpire made the right call. So he was out. It wasn't overturned. Therefore, he loses a challenge. He no longer has the challenge unless the game stays tied and he goes into extra innings, and then he will have an opportunity to challenge again if he feels necessary.
Get off.
Another look
at the play. We get to they break it down in slow motion. There it is. The tag is on, and he has not reached home plate yet. Umpire made the right call, correct call, and
third. And going to second there is Nate Klein, and they get that runner. Pretty nice play.
Let's get another nice play here by is Nate Klein going over there, making a quick throw to the second baseman. And the second baseman does a great job here. Instead of just assuming I'm going to turn a double play, he catches the ball and looks the runner back to third base to make sure he doesn't score. And the other thing, too, that we saw that replay, the first challenge we saw, I think that was an excellent time to try to challenge.
Casey Manning up here.
When you have a tie ball game, you're late in the innings, and you might as well challenge. And right here we just saw the out being made at second base.
Watch behind the pitcher. Dylan O'Grady takes off for second. So he reaches on the fielder's choice and then advances down to second there. Foul off first, and that'll drop down away from the first baseman, Jack Quinn. All right, Nick Nardone now is at 75 pitches, so 10 away from the limit. At this point, he will need 4 days rest regardless.
Ball.
And they will obviously go the max with him.
You would have to. You might as well. And these are the little rules that are being implied, obviously for good reason, for the benefit and the health of the player.
Big strikeout. Nardone pitches his way out of trouble, and this one stays a 1-1 game.
When you're up, you're prepared. Kellogg's Frosted Flakes gives you the energy you need to be your best.
You up?
Fuel up with the great tasting energy in every sweet and crunchy Frosted Flake. A tasty part of a complete breakfast.
They're great!
Are you up?
Get up, get moving.
Subway has breakfast.
And it's a slam dunk.
I like my breakfast sandwich with green peppers, onion, banana peppers, and mustard. I like it.
1-1 game. We go to the bottom of the fifth here in Williamsport, 2010 Little League World Series. Let's take a look at today's Kellogg's Frosted Flakes teamwork play of the game, and it features some absolutely outstanding defense.
Well, here it is. We have a tie ball game, and we got a ground ball to Tommy Ryan with a man on third, and he fires it home to Connor Daly to get the potential go-ahead run, trying to score at home plate. It was a good tag, and off that play we saw our first replay challenge, which I think it was a good try to challenge right there, and the umpires got the call correctly. He was out at home.
So Kinda Hako is not going to be able to challenge unless this game goes to extra innings. Again, this is the third year of replay in the Little League World Series, but it has been expanded this year to allow coaches to challenge. There's Chris Howell in a 1-1 game, bottom of the fifth.
Ball.
They asked Chris Howell, what are your superstitions? What do you do for luck? Love the answer. I make my own luck.
I make my own luck. Don't have to worry about that.
Absolutely beautiful afternoon here in Williamsport from Volunteer Stadium. The first game of the 64th Little League World Series. 16 teams competing over the next 10 days for Little League's ultimate prize. Softly hit to first, spins away from Manning, but he still gets there and now drops the ball. And safe at first is Howell.
Here's one of those balls. You really can't see the spin until it really hits the ground. You knew he kind of got jammed in on his hands right there. You saw at the end of the bat, I'm sorry, and there it is. He just puts a spin, and you see that ball just bounce right away from the first baseman, and he tried to pick it up with his glove and couldn't hold on to it.
Ball.
That's one of the examples we always talk about back home, that they said instead of trying to pick it up with the glove, if it's on the ground, use your hand to pick it up, because with the glove, there's always that potential bit falling out like it did right there.
Ball.
There's a lot of spin on that baseball.
And I've been asked so many times, how do you feel the ball that has that much spin? You do exactly what he did. You assume it's going to go somewhere, and it spins away from you. Those are tough ones. There's really not much you can do about that. Just wait for it to stop, and then the only thing is go out there and pick it up with your hand.
Ball 4.
Hatch walks Nardone on 4 pitches. A 1-1 game. Go ahead, run in scoring position. Folks, the race to the chase heats up as the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series heads to Bristol. Just 3 races to go until NASCAR's playoffs begin. It's desperation time for Mark Martin, who sits 35 points back up the 12th and final chase spot. NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Bristol Saturday, 7:30 on ABC. Jack Quinn, left-handed hitter, very good hockey player. See, he hits with a little bit of a closed stance. It seems like nowadays you don't see as many guys hitting with closed stances.
Well, there's a reason for why they don't hit as many with closed stands, because it slows you down. Getting open, it speeds your bat up just a little bit because it clears your hips a little bit. And sometimes when you close them up, that front hip can slow that bat down, and pitchers are just throwing harder and harder and harder these days, so you need to increase your bat speed, and one of the ways it helps is by opening up your hips slightly.
Ball.
Good eye there by Quinn, and now it's filled up, 1st and 2nd and nobody out. A 1-1 game. Here comes Kinda Haku.
Hey, where are those pitches at? Hey, you guys keep throwing them. Ask them where they're at, okay?
I think they're low.
They're right at the knees. They're, as a matter of fact, they're above the knees. So, hey, just bear in, okay? You just got to try finding where his strike zone's at. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Okay? Ask him. Hey, help him out by asking where they're at.
Three-two, guys. 3-2.
Patrick Griffin, our plate umpire, so 3-2 the count. And Hatch will go back to work against Jack Quinn. Ripped to right center field. It's going to roll to the wall. Howell on his way to score. Nardone around third. He'll score. And Connecticut leads it 3-1 as Quinn jumped all over that one.
We saw the meeting at the mound, and we said, just go over there and throw strikes. Well, he throws one right down the middle that Jack Quinn just takes advantage of and just smokes the ball into right center. And the runners on base were hustling all around those bases. They did not hesitate, and especially coming around Nick Nardone, coming around scoring from first.
Connor Daly now. Daly, the catcher, that play at the plate, a huge play, and a credit obviously to Tommy Ryan for coming home, but as big a play, Daly blocking the plate, corralling the throw, and putting the tag down.
You're absolutely right. He was so quick with that. The ball at first, when we saw that replay, he jumps out, initially think I got a block home plate, and then the ball was slightly up the line, so he kind of stretched out, made the play, and then to bring that glove back so quickly as he did to apply the tag was a great play on his part.
Well, who's getting scared now, Garcia Parra?
Because I know that was going to roll right up, and it did. It rolled into the booth. That's awareness. We're going to have to put up a net here, right? In front of us.
Ball! Just outside. The late, great Ernie Harwell at Tiger Stadium. Did you get a chance to play in old Tiger Stadium?
I did, yes.
Well, the broadcast press box was even closer than we are to the field, and Ernie had his net up to protect him. Popped foul, first base side. Manning makes the grab, and staying put out there at second is Jack Quinn. So one down, and it's Nate Klein at the plate. Offense, defense, he's done it all. Washington down by 2. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 in the order for Washington when they come up to hit. Washington has been the visitor now 20 of 21 times. It's pretty amazing. So it's worked out in their favor, and they're just more comfortable that way. Blew it past them there, a strikeout, and there's 2 away.
Well, they talk about their team mantra as being, let's win each inning. I mean, let's not focus on the score, but just rather than going out there and just focusing on that inning. And if we, with a great attitude, mentality, if we win every single inning, we're going to be, in front.
And they buy in so much. They won the coin toss today and elected to be visitor.
Absolutely, because they figured, okay, not only by winning the inning, let's get out in front first. Well, let's score first. We have confidence in our offense. If we score first, it'll ease the pressure on us for that inning, not game, that inning. And that's why they've been visitors so many times throughout the tournament.
Time. Okay. Not sure what I want to do. Just keep you at 35. And let Dylan O'Grady go. Huh? You got one more pitch.
I think he got it first.
Huh?
I think he has it.
No. We're at 35, though. Got to make a decision. Oh, no, he's got this, but I don't know if I want to go too far. Yeah,
okay, guys.
All right, let's go. Hey, take your time getting it back. It's probably going to be one pitch.
You heard Haku, and his thought was whether he would let Isaiah Hatch continue and get to that 35 pitch level, which would mean he'd need 2 days rest as opposed to 1 day rest.
Yep.
Time is called, and a little piece of paper out front of the plate. But that's part of the strategy there as far as, do you keep Hatch out there?
You're right. We were talking about that here. We look at the graphic again. We're like at 36 pitches. He needs 2 days rest. Right now, all he can do is just need 1 day rest. So every manager has to take that into consideration with all their pitchers.
Ball.
And right here, you can see that he can quite possibly change the pitcher right now in the middle of that bat. And he's going to do it.
Yeah, Haku's going to come get Isaiah Hatch. And now he'll have him available on 1 day's rest.
No worries. You're going to move to first. You're going to move to center.
So a pitching change,
okay.
And we'll take the break with him. Connecticut leading.
The before, the expectation, the B vitamins and carbs to ignite. The during, the collision, the power, the original Gatorade. The after, the gratitude, the protein to recover. Introducing the G-Series from Gatorade. Prime, perform, recover.
It says turn right. It says you like soft rock.
It says you like cool jams.
I do like cool jams.
It says you're not real.
Connecticut leading it by a couple. The first game of the 2010 Little League World Series here in Williamsport. Our coverage continues on ESPN2 tonight. 2 opening round games, 6 Eastern. Germany will go up against Puerto Rico, and then 8 Eastern. Japan faces Mexico. The Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes, Reduced Sugar. ESPN2 tonight. Coming up at 3 over at Lomity. It will be Minnesota and Texas. So right here with Dylan O'Grady on the mound, Washington and Connecticut, the first of 4 games for you here on the ESPN family of networks.
Well, we see here Dylan O'Grady coming in the pitch for Washington, because we have that 36 pitch rule with Isaiah Hatch, and he wanted to save him because of the rest, and they feel comfortable throwing Dylan O'Grady here. He doesn't throw quite as hard, but that could also be worked to their advantage, especially in the middle of an at-bat. You have Isaiah Hatch throwing hard, and then Dylan not throwing as hard, and it can throw off your timing as a hitter. I mean, it can also work to your advantage.
Right in the middle of the at-bat. For Little League, not so rare. At the big league level, pretty rare.
Pretty rare.
Ball in the dirt, skips away. And racing down to second is Jack Quinn, or down to third.
If it gets by, right? We're getting aggressive here. This is a long way back. Let's put the pressure on him. Get a good jump, okay? Good bounce.
Chris Daly saying it's a long way back. Be aggressive, meeting the backstop from the plate. Right side. And there's the third out. But a huge inning for Connecticut. We go to the sixth. Washington, last chance.
ESPN's coverage of the 2010 Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Reduced Sugar. They're great. And in part by Subway Restaurants, proud sponsor of the Little League Baseball and the Little League World Series. Subway, play hard, eat fresh.
Oh, get your hands on an icy back here at Williamsport. Phenomenal prices, free admission to the Little League World Series as we go to the sixth, and Connecticut leading it 3-1. Let's take a look at our brackets now. Coming up at 3, it'll be Minnesota and Texas over at Lomity. The winner of that one will play the winner of this one, and the losers will also meet. Pool B and U.S. play 8 United States teams, 8 international teams in the Little League World Series. And on the mound, it is Nick Nardone, who has done great work. He's 8 away from the limit, and again, he can exceed 85 pitches to finish a batter. Worth noting that in the regional final against Rhode Island, he went 5 2/3 innings, but then reached his max, and Maji had to come in and finish it up with the bases loaded, and eventually a 3-2 count with 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. What pressure!
And the most exciting game Bobby Valentine has ever seen. That's saying a lot. It really is. And we show a clip of that before the game started. You could see the excitement.
0-2 to Biorik. He has had a tough day today. He's reached on a couple of errors. He could have had a couple of hits. And Nardone finishes him off quickly. 1 up and 1 down.
It's an interesting kind of strategy. You can go up if you really want. If you're the Washington team, says, okay, do we take to get 2 strikes? Because maybe we can get Nardone out of this game. And not at all. Let's go out there, let's swing. I mean, you can't really go with that thinking, but these are things that you think about because of that pitch limit.
Right there, bud.
These teams contrasting styles getting here. Connecticut did it with the pitching. Washington, I mean, just bashed their way to the title, averaged just over 12 runs a game. And Nardone has held him down, rolled up the middle, and past the diving McGrath to the center.
Looked at to be a big hit right there, because once again, I'm watching it. That's the 83rd pitch. Nardone has 2 more pitches. Well, he actually has 2 more pitches, but he can go over 85 if he's in the middle of an at-bat to a batter and finish off that hitter.
Chandler Micklick is at the plate. His team down 2 with 1 out and a man at first. Micklick 0 for 1. Ball. So this now will be Nardone's final hitter. Ball. Appeal to first, and a strike. Dennis Hawkins-Smith, our first base umpire, said he went. And a good call. Miklick coming up empty on that swing, and now it's 1-2. That one bounced up and hit him in the box. A foul ball.
And Nick Nardone has not changed the pace of his pitching throughout this entire game. He is grabbing that ball on the mound the minute he gets on the mound, and he's firing his pitch to home plate.
Yeah, it feels like he said, fellas, we need to get to the pool at about 5-2. Got him looking. And Nardone with a brilliant effort, his 10th strikeout of the afternoon, and that is his last hitter. So similar to the regional final, he's got to come out, but brilliant work by the young right-hander.
Super game. Super game. Excellent. All you. Finish it up. Right? Let's go. Yeah.
No walks, 10 strikeouts. Well, here it is, Eddie Maggi, as they try and repeat the formula that brought him the regional championship.
Here bringing in Nick Nardone, going, just throwing a great game all the way through. And here it is again from the regional. Bases loaded, 3-2. And he gets the strikeout. 1-0, tying run at third base with the bases loaded, 3-2 count. Those are the things that you in your backyard, you're envisioning, and you're going, okay, here it is, either get to the World Series or the 7th game of the World Series. And that was for them in reality to get to the Little League World Series.
Yeah, that's wiffle ball type stuff.
It is.
And oh, by the way, the wiffle ball invented in Fairfield, Connecticut.
That's right. If you're a big wiffle ball fan, you'll be cheering for this New England team.
High pop-up right field. Klein is there, makes the grab, and Connecticut wins it. Maggi comes in, throws one pitch, and the first game of the 2010 Little League World Series belongs to Connecticut, and the final out grab by the smallest kid on the field.
And who by none other than Nick Klein.
Nick Nardone outstanding on the mound. Nick Klein great at the plate and in the field.
Well, here it is. It's a high pop-up. You can see that there are no shadows because the sun comes into play. He blocks the sun, comes out with the catch, and look at that smile. That says it all right there.
That is an all-star smile right there.
And as tradition that Washington has done throughout the entire league, they always go in, they clap for the other team, and they clap for the other fans as well. They line up and do that. Just such a great show of respect.
So Connecticut awaits the winner of Minnesota and Texas. That game is coming up 3 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. The Connecticut Minnesota-Texas winner, that game will come your way on Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern. Washington loses a tough one. Connecticut wins it 3-1. And we'll come back to Volunteer Stadium right after this.